So this gonna be, we're talking about the same thing we were talking about yesterday. Low level people. Low level people. What is low level people? Man, that's a damn good question. Because the more I do research on it, more people are leaning towards the moral aspect of the human mind being the way that you think versus what you have physically, materialistically. And they're saying that, low level people are like, they're backstabbing, they'll steal from you, they're gonna hate on you, they'll betray you, they're disrespectful, they don't hold themselves accountable, they lack integrity, they don't keep promises, they subject to illegal acts, they spread lies and gossip, they're the type of people that talk loud in public when it's supposed to be a quiet place, when you're like in a library or something like that. I can believe that more so than it having to do with materialistic things. And it could be something that, we would set up, that society was set up to believe, that it has more to do with materialistic things because that's where the world is going. It has always been like that. But when you focus on materialistic things, then one can look at themselves and say, yes, I am a low level person because I don't have this. No, I don't have that. But you could see people that were poor, people that didn't have as much as somebody else, and they chose to stay in that position, humble as can be, and were happy. Some of the nicest people you ever meet. They stayed out of trouble. They helped their neighbors. They were just good people, but they didn't have what other people had. They were poor, technically. Well, now, realistically, they were poor, but they were good people, and they didn't care about your riches. They was good with what they had, and they weren't trying to really step out and do more than that, and that's okay. We got to stop looking at people like that's a problem. Like, because they don't have what we have, they're like peasants or something. And I've been subjected to things like that before, and I'm dealing with people and coming in contact with folks, and folks just look down on you like you ain't shit. I was like, well, who you supposed to be? Who are you literally supposed to be for you to diagnose or look at me as if I'm lesser than? Like, you don't got no room to say anything about. And I would never let my children experience anything like that without some sort of intellectual retribution, meaning that I have to detox them and say, listen, I hope you don't believe that. I forbid you to believe that, because that's not who you are. That's not where you come from. When you woke up this morning, you got to remember you had the same 24 hours as Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Michael J. Fox. The same 24 hours as any famous person out there, anybody that you saw that's successful. You got the same amount of time they got, but you choose to F around and waste your time on nothing. Waste your time on something that's going to get you nowhere. That's your fault. So in turn, I would say they would be low level if they're not going to take what they got and step out and do what they got to do. And I refused. I was like, man, you're not going to treat me like I'm low level, bro. Like, you don't know me. We shouldn't let these people try to step on us and try to put us in a box and say, this is who you are. This is where you belong. This is what you do. Man, I don't like kicking it with people like that. So in my mind, those people are low level intellectually, but they think they're up top because they have all of these things, they have all of these accolades and stuff, and they're like, I'm better than you. I doubt that very much so. Because you'll spend all your money on materialistic things, and you won't even value the heartbeat that's next to you. Come on. So I'm gonna say that where I'm headed now with my train of thought is that low level will lean more towards moral values and your way of daily thinking in society more so than what you can touch and buy and own. You know, you can own anything and still be the dumbest person in the world, the most ignorant person in the world, the rudest person in the world. So I would think the level, because if you weren't a type of person who was morally sound and try to say, if you anybody who knows who Shaquille O'Neal is and how he's done his business and how he helped people, if you weren't like that, I wouldn't say Shaquille O'Neal was a low level person, because he buy what he want, but he buy what he want to buy. He can do what he want to do with his money. But I think morally he's a good person based on what I know about him. Don't know him personally, but based on what I know about him. And I think that if he didn't have what he have, he would still be the same person. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys get something out of it. Peace out.